Hey everybody, how are you? This is Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. It is Tuesday, November, January 16th, 2024, and it's a snow day. This is probably the first real snow day we've had in 3 years. Obviously, in 2020, we were virtual for part of the year, so snow days didn't matter until the kids came back in February. I don't remember having a snow day, but if we did, we had flexible instruction days. Then 21, 22, we had flexible instruction days, and which basically were virtual. And last winter, we didn't have hardly squat snow to throw a stick at. So yeah, so they called the delay last night, which was nice. And then this morning at about 6 o'clock, the phone rang, and because of the secondary roads and issues and ice and things, they decided to shut her down. So I'm going to enjoy this day while I have it. But on the backside of it, I think we just lost President's Day, which kind of sucks because it's going to be a long haul until March. And we don't get a week-long spring break. So, yeah. Okay. Hang on a minute. Sorry about that. I remembered I needed to grab a couple other things for the video. So anyway, I hope you all are well. I know that this weather is wreaking havoc across the country. It's nuts. All these storms are coming in from, the Pacific, and they're tracking, a certain way. And yeah, it's nuts. But I mean, it's not like we got 6 feet of snow. So I'm happy about that. My board just fell over. Hang on. All right. So with that being said, I have managed to get some stitching done. I have managed to get a couple goals done on a couple of my boards. In fact, hang on again. I need to go get that. I'm back again. Sorry about that. So I also had to give my husband a be safe going to the office late kiss. So anyway. So yeah. So let's just hit the road here. We're gonna do this. All right. So I do have a couple of finishes. First of all, I'm going to show you my book of days. All right. I thought I found my highlighter. Anyway, there it is. And you can see that I've been pretty faithful. I mean, like up on the 5th, I was vegging out. On the 8th, I was really sleepy. I was in bed by like 8:30. And then the 10th, I spent grading. But other than that, I've done pretty well. So I've also met some of my goals. I don't have it highlighted yet, but I did meet on the heifer board. I did meet the red goal, and I met my Christmas goal. Okay. In fact, I gotta find that one. You'd think I'd get this together, but I didn't. My WIPGO board, I met my red goal, and I'm working on my my Quaker goal. And on my Boss Me board, as soon as I find it, here it is. I have met my Christmas goal and my Statehood Splendor goal. My goal is to work on it 3 times. Now, that could be 3 days. That could just, like, I could work on it in the morning and work on it in the afternoon. I'm not going to stress about this, because as soon as I start stressing, I'll quit. And 3 times, even if it's one thread, I'm counting it. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to give myself grace. That's been my word for the past couple of years. Um, I'm not going to beat myself to death because I'm not what if people want to judge and say I'm not doing enough, well, that's on them. All right. So, I've also been organizing. I did organize my whips. And I think with my whip parade, I do have a couple finishes. Oh my God. Yep. So, my whip tracker that I got from Naptime Stitcher. So there's the first page and there's the second page. And you can see I don't have dates on all of them of when I started them because I did not keep track of all that when I went back to stitching. So anyway, that's my book of days. All right, so what have I been doing? I have been organizing. I will stick in a picture of my thread cabinets here. I saw that Jennifer of Cat's Cross Stitching Chaos had these, and Laura Stitching by the Shore has them. And I'm not sure if I showed them to you before, but anyway, I have 4 cabinets now. I'm up to like, I don't know, 700 something in the drawers. It holds 64. There's 64 drawers. And, I try to look for them on Amazon when they're on sale. My goal is to eventually, I have an IKEA cabinet over here that has my scrappy strips from quilting in there that pieces I've saved from various quilt projects. I love scrappy quilts. And my goal is to move it over to this wall, this side wall, move this white cabinet so that I can slide this 6-drawer cabinet over here. And I have to there's a air duct return on the floor, so I can't cover that up. So I'll slide that down into this corner along this side wall, and then I'll see where this goes. It might fit along the side wall as well. And this whole sewing table will have to turn 90 degrees. But it's a step-by-step process, right? Right. I also went through this cabinet and pulled a whole bunch of stuff out that I know I'm never going to use. And I have it in a box, and it's going to the Salvation Army sale. I have slowly pulled little pieces of fabric out of my fat quarters, like whatever, and, fabrics that I was gifted that I am never going to put into anything. So that's going to be donated to the Salvation Army sale. But, it's amazing. Why did I buy all this stuff? Right? Okay. All right. So we'll save quilting for last because I know that's not everybody's thing. All right. And if it is, oh, there's my highlighter. That'll be cool. You can stick around for it. All right. So what have I been up to? Let me go get those other 2 things I've worked on, and I will be right back again. All right, well, my one whip is a UFO now because I can't find it. Oh, well. Anyway, it is one of my calls, so it means I have to find it. It is Quaker Bluebird by Willow Hill Samplings. They are a local designer, I believe, just down the road. But anyway, I love this. It's monochromatic. And if I find it, I will take a picture and insert it here. But I really enjoy it. I love monochromatic because it's fast. You don't have to worry about switching colors all the time. You know what I mean? So, and I'm like a Quaker addict. So I love it. All right. Yeah, that bugs me. I don't know where it went. Oh, I left them all by my chair. Hopefully nobody moved them. Anyway. All right. So one of my goals was to work on Christmas. And I worked on A Type of Christmas by Shannon Christina or Aaron Elizabeth. Sorry. And I got the elf done. This is a PDF that I loaded up on my iPad, and I really love using the iPad because I can zoom in and mark them up as I do them. There is a mistake in the elf. I don't know why. I was one stitch too far over toward the word holly. So his one shoe is, this shoe is not as wide as this shoe, and I really don't care. So there we go. And I checked like how I measured off of here, and I measured here, and I don't know where I screwed up. So it is what it is. I am stitching this on, I have no idea, linen. Again, this was before I started writing all that stuff down, or I wrote it down in something and then I didn't keep it because I keep changing the way I'm organizing, which is the way I roll. So anyway, it's fun. I'm using, here's the colors. It's a, they're all DMC. Got to comb them, you know. It's a little messy, but it's my mess. Oh, there goes the plow. Been by 2 or 3 times. So that was my Christmas stitch that I'm working on my board. I have 2 finishes. Yes, I'm so excited. This is the Blessing Sampler by Chris the Camping Stitcher. And she released it late December, and I started it and I couldn't put it down. So this is how I was able to complete my red goals on 2 charts, because once I got started, I was like 3 times and 3 times, 6 times, 2 charts, bingo, bada boom, bada bing. You can get this on her Etsy shop. I will link it below, but I love it. And she had her initials here, and I just quick charted up mine. In fact, doing this in, I use Markup RXP on my iPad. I'm still trying to figure out some of the bells and whistles, but while I had it open, I just, what's that word? Zoomed in, and I used my iPad pen and I just plotted my initials, and that's what they are. So I don't think they look bad. And so I finished it in January. I'm going to be blessed all year, which I totally need. And it's red. So there we go. Thank you so much, Chris, for making that beautiful chart. All right, my other finish was my Statehood Splendor. I'll show you the chart first as soon as I dig it out. I know Nancy from Bougie Stitchers is probably freaking because I don't have my charts. All right. So Statehood Splendor, excuse me, I'm going to open up this thing and get it away from the microphone because I know the crinkling bothers people. So Statehood Splendor is a series from Thread Milk Designs. And I believe she's done every state now and released every state. So I have done Ohio and Pennsylvania. I started with Ohio because that's where I was born. Hang on, I'm going to put this back in the plastic, otherwise I will forget. This is Ohio, and it's all red. All right. I changed up the threads on Ohio. It called for Country Redwood from Gentle Arts, and I used Buckeye Scarlet because it's Buckeye State. I also have a few others. And part of this is the history geography nerd that I am, but I have Vermont and I have Oregon. Is it Oregon or Oregon? Or Oregon? I say Oregon. And I have New York. And I have Delaware. Now, the ones I have lived in, I'm going to stitch the chart, but I'm changing the abbreviation to gold. Okay, so there's PA. Whoops. Let me find a pen. Oh, pin. All right, so as you can see, there's PA, there is Ohio. The first 13, they also have their numbers on them. So Pennsylvania was the second state to sign the Constitution, therefore it's state number 2. I believe on the chart it was supposed to be blue. I changed it to red. So when I was stitching this, I was having a Zoom with Michelle from the Bayside Stitchers. And I'm just stitching along, da 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 da. And so I had started with the buggy, but anyway, I stitched the buggy and I started over here, I think, and I got all the way around and I came down and I did a little bit and I'm like, okay, I screwed up. Because the flag was going to bump into the 8. And there's way too many stitches up here above the year. So I looked and 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 I couldn't find it until I noticed that I had made my wheels too short. Well, all right. So now they actually touch the road. Before they were floating. So I think it looks better, but I was not about to tear all this out. So I had to rip the 8 out and move it up a stitch. And so I could fit the flag. And I had to fudge in the flag because there's supposed to be a stitch above and below the numbers. So I had to push the of, because it says 1 of 13. So I had to move them up a stitch. And well, actually I had to move of up a stitch, and then the 13 I bumped the 1 up, and unfortunately the 3 rests right there on the bottom of the flag. Again, I really don't care, because they're mine. These are stitched on 24 count rain barrel by Legacy, Rain Barrel Legacy Linen. And they eventually, will be pillows. So, like I said, the ones I've lived in are all going to have gold lettering for the abbreviation. So I lived in New York. That will have gold. And then I visited Oregon in 1979. I went to Astoria to meet my pen pal and absolutely loved it. I have been to Vermont many times because that's where my sister lives. She lives up in like almost Canada, Vermont. And I have visited Delaware. So eventually I will have all the states that I have lived in, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't count Massachusetts because my parents moved there when I was in college, and I was only there one summer. So I have 7 that I have lived in, and then I have multiples that I have visited. So eventually, I will do that. However, I would love to do them all again because, I'm a history geography nerd, right? So that's those. So that was my one finish. I finished Pennsylvania. And I decided to keep these in my little this was my first attempt at a portfolio. It is Very Hungry Caterpillar fabric. It's okay. It's not my best work, but it'll do. Okay. It has the zipper pocket, and then it has a pocket over here, and it has a pocket up here, and it has a zipper pocket down there. So, it'll work. It'll do. Every time I say it'll do, I think of the movie Babe. If you've ever seen Babe, when the farmer tells the pig, that'll do, pig, that'll do. Anyway, so that's that finish. So 2 finishes, people. How awesome is that? Okay. So let's talk haul. Or wait, let's talk organization. So I had been thinking for a long time. I had pulled when I moved rooms at the end of last summer, or at the end of last school year. My kids said, "What do you want for Mother's Day?" And I said, "I want you to come up and I want you to help me pack up my room so that they can move everything." So they did. And I was like, it was done, it was packed, it was stacked, it was ready to go. But the one thing I had to do was take a crap ton of stuff out of binders that I had kept from when I taught English language arts. And so I was just taking papers out and recycling and taking papers out and recycling. And so I brought all those binders home, and they've been sitting out on the side porch. And I'm like, you know what? I need to pull all my charts. And when I catalog them, I need to put them in binders. And then Chris, the camping stitcher, did hers, and that sort of lit the fire under my butt. Now, that is also one of my goals on a couple of my boards. I've cataloged everything except the whips and the kitted projects. And I'm at 292. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, I'm not going to live this long. But to give you an idea, all right. Now some of these were kits that I bought, and so I left the fabric and the floss in them. But this binder right here is mostly Scarlet House. That's insane. All right. This one, I couldn't tell you what's in here. I could not tell you. This is like the variety pack. I have a black binder with Blackbird. I have a blue binder with Brenda Gervais, BB. I mean, that was like while I was typing. But I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 binders. And I know that I could pull stuff out and organize it by designer or designers. So am I totally done with this project? No. But I am rather pleased with myself that I have at least cataloged them in a Google Sheet. So, I typed the designer, I typed the chart. I had a column if it's a chart or a PDF. And see, that's another thing. I need to go back in on my computer and see what's in there and what PDFs I have. I marked if it was kitted or not. I marked if it was a whip or not. So a couple whips I did remember that I had because I was like, oh yeah, I'm talking about that designer. I will put this in. So, this is going to be one of those ongoing jobs. Excuse me. And probably next summer, I'll kick into high gear to get this done. And I'm hoping that once I rearrange a little bit and I go through some more stuff, I will get a bookshelf in here to put these on. But for now, most of them are in a box on the floor, and I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. So now these two drawer things are almost empty. A lot of the ones I had kitted are in there. And that's where they're going to stay for now until I decide if I want to put them in binders. And I'm happy. I feel accomplished. So that's that. Hang on, I got to pick up this big binder. And, whoops. The cool thing about this was I found things I forgot I had. I found a couple of duplicates, which was crazy. So now I don't have to worry about that. Originally, I had done my spreadsheet like you can add pages on your spreadsheet, and that was too blasted complicated. So now I just have them all on one spreadsheet. I have them alphabetized by designer. I have them alphabetized under each designer by chart. That's one of those skills I learned from school that I'm going to keep. All right. So I have a whole binder with Teresa Kogut. I have a whole binder with Plum Street. So yeah, I am feeling happy. All right. All right. I'm not going to worry about that one. All right. So, oh my goodness. Let's talk haul. Okay? Because it's me. All right. So, my dear friend Missy, Two Needles Pulling Thread, I had sent her a chart that she wanted, and she sent me this beautiful chart, Merry Christmas by Blackbird. And I can't wait. I think it's beautiful. It's only 77 by 140, but it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It calls for Gentle Arts, but there is a DMC conversion. But I don't imagine it's going to take that long. So that's on my list of things to do. I honestly had thought about organizing my binders like, okay, these are Christmas stitches. And then I thought, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep them by designer. So what I did was, and when I pulled all that stuff out of my binders at school, I also have a crap ton of sheet protectors. So I stick it in a sheet protector. And the cool thing about this is when I work on it, I can open it up, bend it backwards, and I can see the chart through this if it fits. So anyway, thank you, Missy. I purchased a book. This goes with quilting, but I'm going to keep it in there just because it's fall. I have some red, green, and yellow reproduction fabric. You would probably call it poison green. And the reason it's called poison green is because it was made with arsenic years and years ago. Well, we know arsenic now is poisonous. Well, anyway, so I bought this red-green quilts. I'm trying to figure out what pattern I'm going to use for this red, green, and yellow fabric. I have not decided yet. I could just do like a I thought about a triple Irish chain. I thought about this one. and stick the yellow in there somewhere. Like maybe the yellow would be the star. I don't know. The middle of the star. I don't know. I'm also leaning maybe towards some applique. I know there's people out there that probably watch this that are thinking, what? Yes, applique is not my favorite, but who knows? I saw this one too. I thought that one was pretty. But who knows? That's called snow lilies. You know, and this is going to be one of those things I tackle after I retire. I got to use this stuff, people. All right. So I got that. I got don't pre-order stuff because then you forget about it. And being disorderly, I don't write everything down. I got this beautiful Fat Quarter bundle from Fat Quarter Shop from Sherry and Chelsea, Sherry McConnell and Chelsea Stratton. It's called Strawberry Lemonade. People, I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll cut this up and make scrappy, you know, like project bags and just line them with white or some solid that I can find. Why? Why do I need it? Why? Okay, but obviously at the time I thought I had to have it. I've been looking at this for a while. It's a new color from Needle Bling. It's called Cookie Dough. And I saw it at Hollis Hands Creates, and I wanted it, and I wanted it, and I wanted it, and she never had it in 36 or 40. So Nancy had a complete, I don't know where I was. I ordered it in 46 count. It's a beautiful cocoa brown. It's much darker than what it's showing up. But if you go to Hollis Hands Creates on Etsy, you can see it. It's Needle Bling. I love it. No idea what I'm going to do with it. I have never stitched on 46 count. And I only bought a fat quarter. That's more true to it. So, yeah. So when I start working on 46 count, you all can come see me in my rubber room. All right? So I got that. I got my box from the Fanciful Flamingo. If you are interested in getting her curated boxes, you can go to her channel, and I'm sure there's information there. And I hope everybody has seen this because I am going to open it up for you. I got some Stitcher's lotion. I have never used this. Notice I haven't opened it the whole way yet. The pattern this time was Bundle Up by Emily Call. I thought that was cute. And those little snow people would make great little ornaments by themselves. And with it, you get the floss. And I got this cute little scissor fob. I don't have it open. Again, has a snowflake. How appropriate today. And I got the little Fancy Finishes snowflakes. Sorry for the glare. And I got, there's a floss tag. Sorry. And a sticker with mittens on it. And the finishing fabric. And a beautiful floss holder. All right. And some munchies. So thank you, Alicia. I greatly appreciate that. I got to catalog that chart. So yes, whoops, put the lotion back in there. I didn't want to do anything with it until I showed it to you. And now I can put everything where I wanted to put it. So that's that. A couple other things in my box of haul and gifts. This is Sam, or this is not Sam. This is Pam from Just Keep Stitching. This is her fault. And I truly tried to resist, but I couldn't. So, Pam, I'm blaming you. She finished Sunnyside Sampler by the Drawn Thread. I don't know why. Maybe it's the houses. Maybe it's the alphabet. Maybe it's everything, but who knows? So I went to the website, and sure enough, she had it. And it was a kit. Go figure. So it came with the fabric. Again, don't ask me what it is. I can look at the pattern, but it's, whatever she sent fabric. 32 count natural undyed linen. Smells good. And she sends you just enough floss. Enough floss to do the job. Now, these are, there's NPIs and dinky dyes. I have used NPI a little bit. Love it. And I've never used dinky dye. So I am pumped, people. I am absolutely pumped to try this. Don't ask me when, but I love it. It says, keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side, keep on the sunny side of life. Yeah. Maybe it's the houses. I don't know. I've noticed when I was cataloging everything, I have a crap ton of charts with houses on them. Who am I? I am out of my mind. So anyway, got that. And finally, I forgot to mention this last time, and I do apologize, but my dear friend Kara, the Pink Daisy Stitcher, sent me a beautiful card. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And she found these for me. And it's so exciting because I have a pack of these at school and they're almost gone. So, yes, thank you so much, Kara, Pink Daisy Stitcher. I will link her Instagram below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can never have too much peanuts, people. Too much peanuts. All right, so that's the stitching, the finishes, the haul. I'm going to save the shares for last. I'm going to do the quilting first. Then we'll do the shares. And I have a UFO that if somebody wants it, you can have it. All right. So, quilting. This was a kit that I thought I had to have, and I seriously considered selling it, and I didn't sell it. But this is a Lori Holt kit. I think what happened is I had a huge, when the pandemic happened, and what do you do but watch YouTube and Flosstube and Quilttube and get out the plastic and use it, right? And I had a huge case of FOMO. So I bought this kit. It's called Plaid Pines. And you need a special ruler. And the ruler looks like this. All right, it's a triangle. So the taller trees are made with a complete triangle, and the shorter trees are only like from here up. And I put the little clear don't slip dots on the back. But anyway, so I got stuff cut out. And so like here's the big trees. All right. So I have red and pink and yellow and green and teal and blue and, sounds like Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat. So I did that one day. So then I thought, okay, this was before, Christmas break was over. Sorry, my phone is blowing up. So I put one tree together and, I don't have anything to hold it up with. So I guess I can do this. So there's my tree. Had to trim it down to size a little bit, but I like it. And so, again, I'll get them done one of these days. And I also, I was watching Katie at So Tattered. She is also a stitcher and a quilter. And I saw, I don't know if she mentioned it on her Instagram or she mentioned it on her Flosstube, but either way, Katie got me down this rabbit hole. The Reproduction Quilt Lover, and I will link her below, put out a tiny 9-patch challenge. Now, tiny for her can be 1.5 finished, which means you start with squares that are 1-inch square. Yeah, no. You can have 2.25 finished, which means you start with 1.25 finished or unfinished squares. No. Or you can have 3-inch finished, which means you start with 1.5-inch squares. Bada boom, bada bing. That's what I'm doing. So somewhere along the line, I know that I have a bunch of 3.5-inch unfinished, 3-inch finished, scrappy 9-patches. And I mean, they are scrappy. They are in whatever color order. They're not, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. They're just scrappy. They're whatever I had, put them together. We're done. I have to find them. I think they might be down in the cabinet behind these things. That being said, if I can find those things and I can find enough backing fabric to cut these set-in squares or to create triangle squares and make them look like they're on point, I'm going to do it. So, Katie, thank you for the motivation. I'm not going to say I'm going to get this done like lickety split, but yes, I needed this. All right, so that's that. So that's the quilting, that's the haul, that's all that. Now, let's talk about my UFO. And if someone wants this, they are more than welcome to have it. In fact, we'll put a, I'll do it. This will be the share this week if you want it. And the keyword will be it's a Christmas design, so let's just do Christmas. Now, I am not going to give away the chart because I really want to do this, but I'm going to do it on a different fabric. I'm going to, that's just the way it is. So if you want the chart, you're going to have to go buy it. All right. Or you may have it. But this is Primrose Cottage Christmas Rules. Yes, I am almost done. But I don't like the way it's turning out. I just don't. So there's like 2 sections left down here that you need to do. And I ended up doing the word stocking in green because the white wasn't showing up. And so anyway, if you would like this, and I am going to kick in the threads. So there's Weeks, and there's Classic Colorworks, and there is a Gentle Arts Cranberry. I started using whitewash instead of whatever, B5200. Every time I say that, I want to start singing Rock Lobster. But anyway, here's the threads I'm using. Here's the fabric. And I'll give you the whole piece. So you can use this for something else. But if you would like this, please use the word Christmas and it will be yours. You just have to go out and buy Primrose Cottage's Christmas Rules chart. All right, so that's that. All right, so let's talk about previous shares. I still have a couple that have not been claimed, so I'm going to give these two people one more shot. And if I don't hear from them, then they will go back in the box of shares. If you did contact me, these two people, please kick me in the butt with another email. All right. For some reason, my Gmail's been weird. All right. So the first one that still needs to be claimed is the Butternut Road Celtic Banner. And this was one, or this share was going to Stitching with All the Cats. So if you have contacted me, please contact me again. Otherwise, this is going to go back in the box of shares. The other one that has not been claimed is the marriage frock tour from my friend Sue at Old Man and the Bee, who graciously donated this. And this was to go to Liz, is it Florum 021. So Liz, if you have already contacted me, please contact me again, kick me in the butt, let me know, okay? Otherwise, this will go back in the box of shares if I have not heard back from you by the next video. All right. Okay, so the last time I had 4 things that I pulled out of the box of shares. The first one was Quilty Barn by Lori Holt. And this goes to Glee Hansen 4775. So Glee, let me know and send me an email. And remember, people, you have to be 18 and do all the things. Send me your address and I will get this in the mail to you. All right, thank you, Glee. The next one was my extra copy of the 2023 Prairie Schooler Santa on the cardstock. This one goes to Lisa Hardesty 7029. So Lisa, please email me at the address down below, disorderlystitcher@gmail.com. I will get this to you ASAP. The next one was the Angel of Peace from Lavender and Lace. This goes to, is it Sarah Miram, SARAIMIRYAM. Sarai. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. All right. So please email me at disorderlystitcher@gmail.com and I will get that to you ASAP. And the last one was the Winter Whites chart from Summer House Stitchworks. And this goes to Ethel Whedon 3237. Ethel Whedon 3237. So if the 4 of you could please email me with your address information. Again, please make sure you're over 18. Don't use the word giveaway or anything like that. You know what I mean? Just say, hey, I won the share. And I will get this out to you as soon as possible. All right. And here's my Post-it note with all those winners' names. All right. So there's that. All right. So I think that's about it. Like I said, if you're interested in adopting this UFO, please use the word Christmas in a comment down below, and I will gladly UFO it to you. But you need to purchase the Primrose Cottage chart, Christmas Rules. Other than that, I cannot believe I talked for almost 50 minutes. I guess that's because I'm a teacher and that's how long sometimes I talk at school. I don't know. Anyway, so please take care of yourselves. Please be careful in this wacky weather. Please enjoy what you're stitching. And make sure you keep your stitches crossed. All right? So take care. Bye-bye.